Hello my loves, welcome back to the channel. And so this is the Thursday Conversations with the Fashionista Professor, and of course the one fabulous Outlook of the Day edition. And so I'm continuing to answer the questions that you guys sent to me through DM and through private messages on my Facebook account. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to send them to me through my DM on Instagram or through Facebook. And you may also comment down below. Just be respectful, because I will delete and block any non-respectful comments. So where were we? So we are at the Coming to America edition. So I have talked a little bit about my lifestyle. I have talked a little bit about growing up and my earliest memories growing up on my father's estate. And I've talked about the differences from the city and the village, or the holiday homes. And so now we're going to talk about, I answered the question, why did I come to America? And now we're going to talk about Coming to America edition, my reality coming to America. And so after I got married, and I think I mentioned that before, to my ex-husband, he's an astrophysicist, and he is also a professor. We moved to USA, and you know, I've told you guys about our issues learning how to drive, and how initially it was very difficult for me to master manual driving. But anyway, regardless of that, I think after the first year was the most difficult, and then I had my oldest son. If you guys recall, I have 3 boys. The oldest used to be an analyst for Google. He's now a senior analyst for an international company, and he lives in Manhattan, New York. And then the middle one is a doctoral student at Harvard. And then the youngest is pre-med business, and he just finished his sophomore year at the university. So he's going to his junior year. And so, yeah, my children tell me, you know, I'm a tiger mom. I actually discuss it especially with my middle son. He's like, I'm a tiger mom. I said, oh, no. My parents were the original tiger parents. I mean, they did not joke around. And he said that must have been very stressful. It was very stressful, but you get used to it. And that's sort of what I try to balance here, because, you know, back home, you know, my parents wanted me to be the highest grade, you know, and the highest score and all that. And with my students at the university, I think they have this laid-back attitude. And sometimes, I don't know whether envy is the right word, I sort of think it would be nice to have such a laid-back attitude, because, you know, some of my friends say I'm very driven or intense, or like one of my ex said, aggressive, whatever that means. That was part of my culture and background, you know, having tiger parents. I'm sure you guys know what the term tiger parents mean, you know, very, very high achieving, and they push you to be very, very high achieving. And so that's my parents for you. But I guess there is a method to that, because, you know, my siblings are doing very well. You know, my brother and his master's in engineering from University of Michigan, and his undergrad from TSU in engineering, and an MBA from Harvard. My youngest brother is a medical doctor, and then my older sister has a master's in finance and master's in nursing administration, and she lives in London. So yeah, my parents were very, very, very high demanding, and they had high expectations of us. And so that is what I try to get my students at the university to subscribe to. The idea of someone having high expectations of you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, but without those high expectations come the idea that you also have to work hard. You really have to work hard. Sometimes my youngest son will say to me, "Mommy," when I tell him, "Ooh la la, you've got to study, you've got to," he will finish his high school assignment, and I'll give him some to do for me, and he'll do that, and then I'll give him one, and I'll say, "Let's go to next year's syllabus, and let's be done with that." And he'll say to me, "Mommy, I don't subscribe to your high achieving African lifestyle." And I'm like, "Boo, you better, especially considering that you like the good life." Anyway, but I digress. So do understand that sometimes I do tend to digress. And so we were back to coming to America, and my first few years there. And the funny thing was that we lived in this sort of almost Victorian-ish style house. I absolutely detested that house. It had a real fireplace that I could not figure out how to work. I mean, even today, I don't deal with fireplaces. I mean, it's nice if somebody turns it on and turns it off for me, but I'm not gonna fiddle with it. I'm just not inclined to fiddle with it. And so I remember that first house that we moved to. It had a Victorian fireplace that I guess you turn something on and you turn something down to get the fire to warm up. And I could never quite get the temperature right. It was either too hot or too cold. I absolutely hated it. And then of course when my ex would travel, it was horrible. I couldn't sleep because I could never get the temperature right. And so those early months when he would travel for a conference, if I wasn't going with him, I'll stay at one of his friends' house. So I sometimes joke that, ooh la la, they were sort of watching out for me, at the beginning. So yeah, then it was a difficult adjustment. It was very, very difficult because I wasn't used to it. I did not have my family with me. That was the first time actually leaving home, because when I was at the university, the first year at the university, because I was so young, my dad did not want me. I got admitted to University of Ibadan, which was very far, and a very, very good school, but my dad did not want me to go. I guess he felt I was too young to go so far away. So I went to a university that was closer to the house, and it was a University of Technology. And he would have the driver drop me off at the university and then pick me up. So the first year of my university education, I was being driven to and fro from campus. The second year, the second year was at a different campus that was about an hour away from the house. So I insisted that I stay at the hostel. And so I would stay, the driver would drop me off on Monday or Sunday, and then I'll go for my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday classes, and the driver will come and pick me up on Thursday if I didn't have a class on Friday, or pick me up on Fridays. So yeah, so I will spend like 4 or 5 days on campus, and then the driver or American Scholars chauffeur will pick me up and take me home. So I wasn't quite used to, being on my own. That was the first time that I was, on my own with a house to manage and to learn how to cook. I remember the first time that we got to the house, and I was asking him what was for dinner. And I think my ex-husband expected me to cook. Well, I was not used to cooking, so I was like, I certainly shall not be inclined to do that. So he was like, we've got to eat. I said, I certainly am not inclined to cook. And so he made, he was as bad as I was. he made rice, boiled rice that was burnt with spam. And I was like, I will eat no such thing. First of all, I don't eat meat. I don't like meat. Even back home in Enugu, Nigeria, I don't like beef for whatever reason. Even as a kid, I never liked it. Chicken, yeah, I could take chicken back then, but I prefer fish. You know, I'll tell the cook to make bake fish for me because I did not like fried food. And so the cook back home in Nigeria will bake fresh fish, and I'll eat it with vegetables, or I'll get mangoes from the tree outside my house, and it was quite very fabulous and good. And so that was my palate, you know, when I was in Nigeria. So yeah, I will consider myself a somewhat picky eater. So he had that rice with spam. I didn't want to eat it, and so he ordered pizza. My first time seeing pizza, American pizza, I remember it was a Pizza Hut pizza, and it had the cheese. It was gooey. So you know, like how you take a slice of pizza and you bring it out and it's kind of gooey and the cheese is gooey. I thought, ooh la, this is disgusting. I'm not gonna eat this. And he was like, you know, you've got to eat something. It was interesting how much I thought pizza initially was so ooh la la disgusting. But the funny thing is, I now like, if I'm gonna eat pizza, I'll prefer to eat Pizza Hut pizza, because I do like when my kids were growing up and they wanted pizza, or you know, for their birthday parties, they wanted us to have a side of pizza. I would order from Pizza Hut because personally, I think their pizza is the best and the cheesiest. But the funny thing was, when I first came, I couldn't stand the cheese. I couldn't stand the way it looked. But anyway, so I think that night after getting to America, I invariably had fruits and then went to bed. So that was the first night in America. I'm at my new home, my new American home. And since then, I've grown to like pizza, though I don't eat pizza a lot. I mean, once in a blue moon, I will eat pizza. Actually, my son came back from New York recently, and then he ordered me a vegetarian pizza. It was actually good. I'm gonna vlog it in what I eat in a week. So, and it was actually very good. I don't think it was Pizza Hut, because I think Pizza Hut, I like Pizza Hut. I think it's very creamy. It's very, very good. If I'm gonna eat pizza, I'll eat Pizza Hut pizza. So, that was my first night in America, and I guess I subsequently got used to the pizza. I subsequently got used to some of the food. In fact, my students at the university are shocked that, you know, they're like, ooh la la, we're gonna have grapes. I think my first time eating grapes was last year. I didn't like the consistency, the way it looked. But now, I think I had it at a very fabulous restaurant, a fine upscale restaurant, and it was actually good. It was grapes and scallops, and so I do like grapes now, but not as a breakfast dish. I mean, maybe that was part of the reason why I don't like breakfast. I don't know. I don't like grapes. I don't like sausages. I don't like biscuits. I don't like bread. But as with all things, when you come to a new place, you adjust to it. So I invariably learned to figure out the stuff that I could eat and enjoy eating. So I still tend to eat a lot of vegetables. As you guys know, I'm more of a pescatarian, meaning that I tend to eat fish and I do not generally eat meat. But when my children come home, or when we have the Thanksgiving dinner, or I have a dinner party, I'll have the caterer make some turkey. I don't think sometimes rarely, occasionally ham, but apart from that, it's usually turkey and then fish and chicken. So Yeah, there's so many experiences that I can recount. Let me say there's one of these real quick, and then we'll go ahead and do the Fashionista Professor runway dancing of this outfit. Back to my driving. When I first came to America, I did not know how to use curse words. None of my family members use curse words. Not my parents, not my siblings, they don't use curse words. And so neither did I. Till I started working at Vanderbilt with the students and the other professors. But I was not cognizant of some of the American curse words. So I remember I was driving. When I drive, because initially I used to be a very scared driver. I did not like driving on the interstate. I preferred driving through, city, no matter how long it took. And even when I was working at Vanderbilt in research, I would go through the city, which took forever. On the rare occasion, I would get on the interstate, it's like, all these trucks. So people will pass me and flip me the bird. I did not know what the bird was. I thought they were waving at me. So I'd be like, oh, thank you, I know, so, yeah. So every time they would flip me the bird, I thought they were waving because it looks like a wave, So, so I was telling one of my American friends, I said, I love Americans. They're beautiful. They're the most friendly people you've ever met. And she was like, why? She said, I said, because, I'm driving on the interstate and I'm going real slow and they honk to wave at me. And I think that is very, very generous of them and very kind of them. And she was like, whatever. So one day she was with me, it was raining, I was going awfully slow. And this guy honked. And I looked over and he flipped me the bird. And I was like, oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your sentiments. And she was like, why are you thanking him? I said, because he waved. She said, no, he flipped you the bird. And I was like, what is the bird? And she told me, I was like, oh my gosh. So I sped up a little bit, honked at him, and took out my hand out of the window and flipped it back at him. So I mean, when I tell this to my friends, to American friends, they're like, how can you not know what the bird is? Well, I mean, considering that when I was growing up, I did not watch, we did not watch movies. We watched Zebediah, which is very, very, conservative, no curse words and all that. The American shows that we watch were Bill Cosby show and stuff like that, which were for kids. So, I mean, we were not going to pick up curse words. So yeah, they're like, you did not know. And, my ex-husband doesn't curse either. But now I think I'm a little bit proficient at it. That's a dubious accomplishment, don't you think? But I think in American sense, I have gotten a little bit the hang of that. So on that note, we are going to stop the conversations today so that I can do the review of this fabulous outfit for you guys. Music, hit it! for watching. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope you enjoy the Fashionista Professor runway dancing, styling this fabulous Kikiriki sheer rhinestone and tulle gown. I really love the way it looks. I think it's a fabulous outfit, and I styled it with the gloves, okay, because I don't know, I like the look of the gloves, and with my hammered silver ring and crystal bangles and crystal earrings and necklace and headband as usual. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are being careful. We will get through this, and in the meantime, this is my form of escapism, and thank you so much for watching. Do hit the subscribe button here or here, depending on where you may be on your TV or on your screen, and do turn on the notification. Sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being with us, and please do hit the subscribe button here or here, depending on where it may be on your screen, and please do turn on the notification so that you'll be notified when next I upload a vlog. So till next time, and please do stay tuned for the next Thursday conversations with the Fashionista Professor. And so till next time, when I upload another vlog, kisses from far away, kisses from far away, kisses from far away. Que mercia. Mwah.